Office of Barbie, miniature, miniverse, fashion, and all things home decor. I, of course, am Aries, and welcome back to Aries Creative Concepts. Today we are presenting our Halloween haul and perhaps getting into a few of my decorations. But I definitely wanted to go over all of the things that I could find at my local Dollar Tree and a few items that I found at my local Michael's. So now that that's out of my arms, now let's take a look at my outfit of the day. I am a cat, as you can tell by my little cat ears, which my baby loves that because she knows who her cat mama is. And then I have on, of course, some jeans and my nice stiletto boots with chain accent and a black tank top, along with a Tiffany inspired choker style necklace. And the piece de resistance of my outfit is actually this Harry Potter robe that I'm wearing. I am so pumped that I could even fit this robe because, as you know, it's made for like a skipper doll. But I'm actually rocking this thing and I'm loving it. And it gives me just a kind of like spooky elegance that I'm looking for this time of year. And I also got my nails painted Barbie pink. And of course my outfit from behind, which I don't know if you like it, but I love it. As you can see, I've already cleared off the shelves in my apartment so that I can make space for the new decor items. The first item that I found in my Dollar Tree haul are these 4 skeletons on a rope. Now it's supposed to be like a skeleton garland, but for our purposes, for the hippie hollow aesthetic, which is, like I said, marked with pink and orange and white, more like a vibrant color palette, we are going to take one of these skeletons and we are going to paint him pink. What? Who said I was good? What? Pink? No, I'm not with it. I'm not with it. Halloween is supposed to be black. Is she tripping? No, I just stay like we are. Just stay like we are. I don't want to go. Just get out of here. Hey, you guys, one of you are getting painted pink. I think I might be the odd man out here. Let's start by taking this red paint and this white paint that I found at the Dollar Tree for $1.25 a piece and mixing them until I get the color pink that I'm going for, which that is definitely a little darker than I was hoping to go, but I'm good with it. So we're gonna start by taking the little skeleton off of his rope. And we are going to take our acrylic paint, which should stick to him, so I'm not going to sand him before I do it. And I am going to take this little circular brush that I have that's made out of sponge, and I'm going to dip into the color, and then I'm just going to take it and I'm going to go all over him with it. Because he's got to be pink. So we are going Technicolor Pink Vibrant Halloween this year. And I have to say, I'm definitely liking the aesthetic because, yeah, Halloween is always usually traditionally green and black, and that is cool, but I am definitely down for something different. So in the interest of being different, we are going to paint this skeleton pink. Which I know is probably in some people's mind against the code for Halloween. But we are, as I said, being different. I'm just going to take the pink and dab it generously onto his body until we get a good coating. Now, I probably will need 2 coats of the paint just to be able to really cover up that tan or brown that he came with. So it's going to take a few minutes to cover that up, but once we get it done, it is definitely going to be given pink vibes, which I'm definitely not opposed to. One coat down, and we're gonna let him dry and see if we need to do a second. And because I'm holding his feet, I'm gonna have to do his feet after the rest of him is dry. But so far so good. Need to definitely go into his neck a little bit, but I'm gonna have to probably do that with a smaller detail brush. But I'm going to take the same pink paint before it dries and do a second project. So let's continue while he dries. I look like Pepto-Bismol. This is so embarrassing. My next Halloween fun find from Dollar Tree are these adorably spooky white glitter skulls that are supposed to be decorative filler for like a vase or maybe some kind of crystal bowl. You can use them for that in your real home. But for our purposes, we're going to take a few of these skeletons and do a couple of different things with them. So let's get into that. Now that we have our skulls out of the bag, we can see that these skulls have very, very nice details to them. They have a very nice imprinted face sculpt into them. And we are going to take some black paint on both of them and just make, you know, the eyes pop and the nose pop a little bit. And then on one of these white skeletons, we are actually going to paint it pink to go along with our hippie hollow theme. So let's get into painting the black in the eyes using some black acrylic paint. And then we're also going to use that same pink color that we used for the skeleton to paint the face of one of these white skulls. Now that I've painted the black into all of the cavities, the nasal cavity and the ocular or the eye cavity, I am now going to take one of the skulls and paint it pink. So let's see how that turns out. I'm just going to take my sponge brush, dip it in my pink paint, and just gently pat the paint onto the skull until it's covered all the way around. Now there are a few spots where I'm going to have to go back and touch up the black, but for the most part I am very happy with the way that this is coming out. Now I'm just going to let that sit and dry for about maybe 10 minutes, and then we're going to come back and do the next part. One skull I want to paint completely black, so let's get to doing that. So I have to say, guys, that before this even dries, I'm loving the way it is coming out. You can actually still see a lot of the glitter coming through the paint, which is awesome. So once this thing dries, or once these skulls dry, we are going to place them, and then we're going to be on to our next fun find. So let these dry and we'll continue. And here's just a closer look at how the skulls are coming out. You can absolutely see all of the glitter still coming through both the pink and the black. So I'm very happy with that. My next fun find are these rings, a set of 50. And they are mixed between skeletons, spiders, and bats. So let's take the bats out and see what we can do with them. Out of the package, we can see these very nicely made black bats. And I know they're black, but we're going to paint them black again with our metallic black paint, which is going to give them a little more of a pop, and it'll give us a good base for us to be able to do the second part of the project. I simply took the sponge that I used for my black paint for my skull, and I used it to paint this bat. And I have to say, already it's not even dry, but you can just see more definition in the bat because of the metallic that's part of the paint. So once this dries, we are going to do step 2 for these bats. So, fun fact about me, the creator of Aries Creative Concepts, I actually am an interior designer and a home stager. I have been staging Airbnbs for the last few years, and because of that, and the fact that I really don't want to be seen, like I don't want to be famous, I just want to be rich. I'm gonna be honest. So like if I could make money and never be seen, I would be happy as hell. So I will use this doll forever, and if y'all don't mind, I will share my know-how with you, but I don't want to be seen. So here we go. First lesson in interior design as far as Aries Creative Concepts goes. I always base most of my design around artwork. So I will find a piece online or in a book or in some kind of magazine that would just inspire me. So in keeping that train of thought, I was inspired by these 2 pieces of artwork. So we have this very lovely one here, which is a canvas pop art picture. It is feature multi-characters so that you can, whatever you like, whether you like Marilyn or you like Audrey or you like Mickey Mouse or Spider-Man. There are so many characters within this, and I love the message. Go hunt your dream. So go hunt your dream and find you some artwork that inspires you for your home decor and your decoration. So keeping that in mind, I have these 2 options. I have this one, and I also have this one, which is Mason Art. I will put the correct spelling in the bottom. masonart.com. You can find this lovely print. It's available also on Etsy, but I think the actual trademark holder is Mason Art, and it's called Beautiful Woman Abstract Textured, and it is beautiful. I absolutely adore this picture. And artwork is very much an individual thing, but art is so moving and it can be so inspirational. And when I look at this piece, it just it sums up sometimes how I feel. Like just I'm living my life. I'm a little blue, but I'm always living the best I can, and I'm doing the best I can. But sometimes I just need to woosah. So yeah, this picture definitely gives me that moment, and so I am having a difficult decision on which one of these 2 pieces to feature in this diorama, which I am taking every apartment, every room that I show you, and I will be applying my knowledge and my knowledge of the real world decorating experience and my knowledge of the small world decoration. So I hope you guys will continue to support me through this journey. And, if you like this idea, drop me a comment. Let me know if there's an art piece that you love that I should check out and maybe see if I can come up with a room or a concept to go along with it. So I'm going to ask you guys to, in the comments, to pick which one of these two art selections, either A or B, you like for this space. Because I'm thinking, since we're doing the hippie hollow, that we're going to use this one. Just because it has a lot of pink, and I think I put the other one in my bedroom. So yeah, because we're changing this whole house out for Halloween. I love Halloween, I love Christmas, and I love Thanksgiving and Easter. So I am definitely invested in decorating this house for every season and every holiday. So stick with me and we'll get it done. One video at a time. All right, so we're going to go with this one. I'm going to put this on the wall, and then we are going to get back to our DIY projects. Be back. So at least in the interim, or the short time, we are going to use this current picture that I just hung on the wall. But like I said, please comment in the comments and let me know whether you like painting A or painting B. This is, of course, painting A, and the beautiful woman abstract picture is picture number 2, or picture B. So, like I said, pick which one you like in the comments, and I will strongly take it under advisement if I should change the picture. But the picture looks amazing in the meantime, and it's definitely going to go along with our hippie hollow theme. So let me get with it and see how we're coming. All of our skulls are now dry, and I'm absolutely loving the way that they look. You can still see the glitter through the paint, which makes it really spectacular, gives it a little dimension and a little pop that it might not have otherwise had. And I am truly a fan of all 3 different colors. And like I said, they're going to each go with a different theme. So I should have painted a few of them, which I will definitely correct that when it's time to actually display them. But today, like I said, we're just going over our haul and creating our DIY projects in preparation for our actual decorating. So that's coming in the next video, and I promise I will get it out in a few days, because I'm literally filming both of them simultaneously. So let's get to our next part of this project, which is I would like to place 2 crowns on 2 of the skulls. Now, if you're not new to this channel, you know that I prefer to not make things permanently fixed, so that we might be able to use them in multiple ways. So this project is no different. I actually just took some crowns that I might wear on my own head, depending on what outfit I'm rocking, and I put them on the skulls. And I think that it looks very, very cute, and it's definitely giving the look that I was going for, which is, you know, that happy but kind of quirky but spooky theme for our Halloween decorations. So yeah, I'm happy with it. And like I said, we're not going to necessarily place things tonight, but we will in our next video. We're just trying to get done as many projects as possible. So if you're interested in this project, make sure you hit your Dollar Tree and find those little white skulls, and they are easily customizable, as you can see. So our next project is our bat project. We have already started painting the bats with a black metallic paint, which gave them a nice little pop. Now we are going to add the special little touch that's going to set them apart. So let's get into that. On my hunt for inspiration for my Halloween decorations this year, I came across a advertisement on Temu for some bats that could hang from your porch or the inside of your house from the ceiling if you wanted. And the spectacular thing about these particular bats were that they were glow in the dark. So I came up with a way to be able to recreate this in miniature form. I purchased these bat rings and then I added the addition of this tulip glow in the dark paint, which is in pink and in white, but the white kind of shows up as like a green almost in the dark. Now, if I've done this correctly, when I turn off the lights, you should be able to see at least the wings of the bat. I did not line the actual body of the bat, and I'm thinking I might do that after I inspect and see exactly if they are giving what they're supposed to be giving. So we are going to turn off the lights in our house and see if they in fact glow. So let me do that and let's see if our experiment worked. Now I've turned off all of the lights in my studio and you can see that the paint in the bottles of course is glowing, but the wingspan is glowing on our bats as well. So it did work out and I am so pleased that I can see the bat's wings, but now I do realize that I need to do the bodies. So I'm going to do that, let it dry, and then we will check back on this project. Now, as we just saw, our bodies do not show up, but I did not put any of the tulip glow-in-the-dark paint on them, so I didn't really expect them to. But now that I know that the paint is showing up in the dark, I'm going to go and correct that by painting over their bodies. So let's see how to do that. We're just going to take our tulip paint really gently and squeezing out barely enough. And we are going to paint in his ears. And I'm trying to be really super careful with this because I don't want it to make a mess. Paint over his ears. And we're going to paint over his eyes. And I want his body to show up, so we're definitely going to paint over his body. And then give his little legs a squirt. And now he is painted. So we're gonna let that dry and see if I should do his whole body or just what I've done. So we're gonna see. And I need to kind of fix his one eye. And the best way to fix that is to take a toothpick and just kind of scrape off what you don't need before it dries, before it sets. And now I think that's good. Let me do the other ones. So we added the extra puff paint or the extra glow in the dark paint, and I have got to say I am absolutely loving the way that these came out. These bats are showing up in the darkest of dark. And it's kind of hard to get a look at them on camera, but you can see all of the details of the bats now that they are, and they actually almost look like they're moving now that the paint is all over them. So great addition to them. Yeah, I got something I want to do with them that's gonna require a fishing line, but like I said, that's for our next video. But today we are getting our DIY projects done. And as you can see, there is a second group of objects that are glowing in the dark, and that is the next project that I want to do. So let's turn on the lights so that we can get to that. Our next Halloween fun find is this jar of skulls, and they, as you can see, they glow in the dark. And that's what you just saw when the lights were out. I had a group of them that I was doing a test run of our next project. So I want to use these little skulls for a few different things, but both of which involve candle holders. So let's get them out so that we can take a closer look and we can see where I'm trying to go with this project. As you can see in the jar, we got 2 different sizes of skulls. It's kind of hard to see the details because of the iridescent kind of white color that they are, but they show up beautifully when you turn off the lights, as you just saw. And I wanted to use them to make candle holders for the Halloween holiday. So let's take a closer look at the actual skulls themselves. They are pretty detailed, even though it's kind of hard to see the detail, but I think they're gonna work beautifully for our purpose. So let me put them on the table so that we can get started. So I used a little super glue to hold these beads onto the top of the skull to create a candle holder. And I actually found candles in the regular celebration section at Target, and that's what these are. And I was impressed to be able to find silver and gold. So that's gonna work perfectly for our spooktacular decorations. And I am going to super glue the candle to the actual bead, but I'm gonna cut it down because it is a bit long in its current state. I'm gonna take some scissors and cut the candles in half so that I can use the same candle in my larger candle holder and also in my smaller. So I may have to use a pencil sharpener to be able to give the other side of the candle the same pointed effect. Now that our candles have been separated, I am going to take them and place them on top of the candle holder, and I'm going to put super glue to be able to connect the candle to the base. We shall see if this works. I can say now that I'm looking at it, I am completely happy with this craft. I think it turned out really nicely, and I'm about to make 2 more. So let's actually see how we did it. Let's start by adding some craft glue or some hot glue, whatever one you prefer, to the top of our little silver bead. And now that we have some glue on it, we are going to take that same silver bead and place it on our skeleton heads. Making sure that we stick a toothpick in to be able to gauge where it needs to sit so that it'll be straight up and down. Step 1 down. Now we are going to again cut a candle in half so that we have 2 equal parts to go on top of our stands. Our beads have finally dried, attached to our skulls. So now it's time to add our candles. I'm gonna take a little bit of this Gorilla Glue contact adhesive, which bonds pretty quickly, and it's waterproof, so you could also use it on clothes. Just be careful with the fabric. Always do a test to make sure that it's not gonna make the fabric bleed or that it's not gonna leave a stain. Now, while those dry, let's get into our next fun find or our next project. In preparation for this video, I looked up some decor and home trends for Halloween, and I was so happy when I found something that resembled this miniature on Temu. It's kind of like a ghost in a graveyard, and I put something, you know, kind of cutesy in there. I put RIP to 2024 because, yeah, 2024 has been a different year for me, for sure. And so I'm definitely ready to say goodbye to 2024. But today we are going to recreate this miniature, which I made this one, and you know, I'm looking forward to making another one. It was actually a pretty simple process. To make it, you will need a bottle. You could use one from the Dollar Tree. This one is actually from our Magic Potion set that we bought off of Amazon. I will put the link under my description or in the description box. And you will need moss, a container, a piece of paperboard, and clay. And also, this is the beautiful thing about this one, and the ones that I've seen previously, no one thought to do this, but I want to also add in glow-in-the-dark white paint, which I took the time to paint this little ghost. So when you turn out the lights, you see this little guy glow. It is so precious, and it wasn't that expensive to do, and I can make multiple of them because I have a lot of these bottles from that potion set. But let me show you how to make it. I almost forgot that the process that I'm using to make the ghost, you could easily use to make bigger figurines, which I did here by simply using air dry clay and rolling it into kind of like an oval shape, and then rolling out some air dry clay again with a rolling pin to make it as straight as possible. And then I just simply covered the mound that I was using as my ghost with the thinner layer to be able to create like that little skirt. And I did that for that miniature. I didn't do that for the other two. The other two, I just kind of indented the bottom of their drapery to make it look more of that kind of flowing in the breeze, or I don't know. But I'm currently waiting for these guys to dry, and once they dry, I will take some of my glow-in-the-dark paint and make them glow. I think that is such a cool trick to have, especially during this time of year, to be able to turn off the lights and have just simply candlelight, and then still have these miniatures have like a really iridescent glow. And I'm gonna paint their eyes black using a little toothpick, and I'm gonna use of course a paintbrush to paint their bodies the glow in the dark paint. I am really struggling tonight, guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comment. Did I do well with these miniatures? I know that this is not the final result, but once you see the final result, I hope you will give me a comment. I would love your feedback. Let's start by sourcing a piece of paperboard. I got this from a package that I used to cook dinner last night. And I'm going to create just a basic tombstone shape, you know, like a curved top and a basic square. So let me do that and then we will be right back. So once we are done cutting our shape, we are going to take some air dry clay and create the ghost. We're going to start by making a mound and trying to shape it the best we can as an oval. Once you shape it into an oval, you'll see it's a lot easier to maneuver. And it's important to note that you're going to have to layer your tombstone because one layer of particle board is going to be super flimsy. So it's best to do at least 2 or 3 layers just to give you a little more weight, a little bit more substantial a product to work with. Once you have your tombstone painted and written on as far as what you want to say, you're going to take your tombstone, set it to the side, take a small amount of air dry clay, and we are going to make our ghost. Now that we have our air dry clay, we are going to just take the air dry clay and I would say roll it in your hands and see how you already kind of have that shape like an oval. And then depending on the size of your jar, which we have decent sized jars, can make your ghost kind of large. And I might actually have too much here. So let me just pull off some. But that'll work because we need this for the other part of this project. Which we want to take your fingers. And it's kind of hard because it's focusing on areas. And just kind of mash down so that you kind of get those edges. Now it's better to do this if you can with some type of glove on because then you won't get fingerprints in there. But since it's only for myself, I don't mind the little texture. Plus once you paint it, you're not going to really see that texture. Sit him on the table so we can see if he is up straight. Yeah, he's looking like the rest of them, which is exactly what we're going for. Then I do not have my roller for my clay, so I'm just gonna take this with my finger and press it into my hand, kind of pushing as I go. And that way you also get the kind of the thinner edges, which will make it a lot easier when you want to drape this piece over your ghost. Our little mound, and we are going to start from the top and we're going to roll. Let me see, let me take it off my hand first. There we go. So we have a pretty thin piece here, and we're going to take this and we're just going drape it over while pulling down, and I might need more clay because this isn't necessarily going how I want it to, but that's the beauty about air dry clay. You just start over. There's our mound. And this time I'm going to just get a second piece for my topper. Once I get him in his kind of cylinder shape. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Kind of like a triangular cylinder, if such thing exists. Yeah, there we go. You want to make sure he can stand, of course, again. So we put him on the table. Make sure he's straight. He's not leaning on any one side. There we go. And let's get some more clay. And this time I'm going to start with more than I need and take away. I always kind of start by making a ball. Just by using my hands and rubbing in a circular motion. Then I'm going to take my finger again. And this time we got more than enough. So we shouldn't have any issues when we drape this little guy. Okay, so there we go. And kind of want to make those edges a little thinner. Then we're going to peel up, and then we are going to take him with the clay. Ooh, yeah, that's going to be good. This one we might actually have some creases, which is what I wanted from the other 3. But I wasn't able to really get the pleats or creases. And actually, this one I could have have like arms if I really wanted to, because I have so much clay. And yeah, let's do that, because I've seen a few where they have like pleats, like an actual sheet. It's a ghost in motion. Almost like his sheet is flying up. I'm not mad at that though. I'm kind of mad at the way the bottom of that is looking. But might need to cut some of that away. And because this is air dry clay, we want to move as fast as possible. So I can actually cut some of that away, because he doesn't need to look like he's wearing a dress. But remember, it's always easier to take away with air dry clay than it is to add, honestly. Because once it starts drying, it gets real chalky. As you see, it's all over my hands. And we're just gonna bend that down. And shape because it kind of lost itself there. But yeah, that's what we're looking for. Flowy ghost. And now we're going to take our dotting tool, and I'm going to use the smaller end to create his eyes. And you're just going to press in. And I don't know if we need a mouth, but if we want to do a mouth, we'll do. Yeah, he's looking already a lot better just with the addition of those 3 holes. Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? I am jacking up completely because due to space, we cannot even have all of this back on here. Nope, we surely cannot. We surely have to get him down to a more reasonable size so that he can fit into the jar. I lost track. I thought I was making another. Thought I was making one that's just gonna sit on the table, like I made the other ones over there. And we're gonna keep his face because I like his little face. His little face is working for me. And like I said before, we're gonna give him just some edges to his sheet. And like I said, easier to take it away than it is to add more. And due to space in that jar, we gotta kind of be strategic with this gentleman. With this ghost, because the ghost can be a woman or a man, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be a male ghost. Could be a female ghost. Equal opportunity haunters. I'm silly, y'all. Okay, so this is giving what I'm trying to give here. Yeah, this is definitely giving what I'm trying to give. And I think we have enough. Okay, so we are going to let him dry, and then we are going to go back and paint over top of him and his other friends in the background there with our glow-in-the-dark white paint. So I'm gonna let him dry, let all of them dry. And then once we paint, it should look like this. Let's create the scene for our jar with the ghost. I don't know, what should I call it? My ghost jar? Yeah, ghost jar. And we're gonna take some moss that we have from the Dollar Tree, which we got a lot of it, so I should be good for a while. And I found these glow-in-the-dark confetti or mini decorations, stars and moons. And you can see clearly those are stars and those are moons. And we're just gonna take some of these stars and we are going to mix them in with our moss so that we are able to have kind of like a spooky glow coming from the ground. So let's pull off some of the moss, and we definitely need some glue at this point. Glue is very important for this preparation, because if you don't put glue, it will just move around freely in your jar, and that will cause all kind of issues at some later time that I don't want to know about. So I'm gonna take some clear craft glue and just put some of that in the bottom of the container, and then I'm going to take my dotting tool and I'm going to just kind of spread that out in the jar. And I need to probably take a break and wash my hands. Okay, take that and spread that out. I'm gonna just wipe the remainder off on my hand. And we are going to now take our moss, our green moss, and we're going to take it and put it in the jar and use our dotting tool to stick it to the glue. Okay, now we have our moss stuck down in the bottom, kind of looking like grass to an extent. And then we are going to take some of our glow-in-the-dark moons, and we are just going to sprinkle a little bit in there. And when I say a little bit, I hope that it don't all come pouring out. Let's see. Trying to shake it so it gets kind of mixed in there, almost looking like snow a little bit. Yeah. And shake it around in the moss. Now it kind of, yeah, looks like snowflakes a little. I'm not mad at that. Snowflakes I can deal with. Okay. Then we are going to take our little tombstone that we made. This is RIP 24. Hopefully 25 will be an awesome year. 24 is ending on a high for me, for her. And yeah, 23 was different, and 24 has definitely been different. But one highlight of 24 was me starting my channel. I am so happy to be able to share things with you guys and to be able to be a part of this doll community. And it is truly a beautiful community. I have not had one negative encounter yet. You know, all of the fellow miniature artists that I've reached out to have all reached out to me, and yeah, I'm developing nice little connections and friendships with really good people. So that's been a highlight of 24 for me. So we got our little tombstone in our snowy grass. And I love the snow. I don't know, about you guys, but my family is from Puerto Rico, but most of them live in upstate New York. So I grew up enjoying the snow and the deep winters of the north, and then I also can enjoy all the seasons that we have in Maryland. So that's definitely a blessing. Okay, so now it is time for us to take our painted, and I did this off camera before, our painted glow-in-the-dark ghost into our jar. And I'm gonna put a little bit of glue, a little bit of craft bond. I like to use this Elmer's craft bond. It works really well, and it's dual tip. So like this one gives you a fine tip, and this one gives you like a nice little brush tip. I need to move this around a lot. It hasn't set. Okay. So let's. And I'm working on. This channel has helped me recognize a couple of bad behaviors that I do with speech. And the ums and ands and so's. I've been really trying to work on not using stall language. That's what I'll call it, stall language, because it just goes to and which is not really what I'm trying to be about. I'm trying to, show that I do have a vocabulary other than cute, adorable. But yeah, having this channel has definitely helped me recognize a couple of poor language behaviors. But, as long as you have breath in your body and you recognize the issue, you can work on it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Give yourself some grace, because habits are hard to break. But as long as you try, you're good. Okay, so I think we have gotten this thing right. And yeah, let's do our little test, which we are going to go dark in a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes in here, as soon as I get this ghost in the right spot, which is kind of using a toothpick, which I know I could probably use something better for that. But you get the effect. Like, that is so, yeah, it's amazing. It's cute. I seen it on Temu and I said, I'm going to recreate that. And I'm going to make it glow in the dark because, yeah, I love glow in the dark. So let me turn the lights off and we're going to see it glow. All right, my lights are low. Now I'm going to turn them off and we're going to see if this has worked or if we have hyped ourselves up for nothing. Let's see. Oh, and it works. And it works. And I could not be happier that it is working. Matter of fact, here is our ghost. And our snowy grass. Yeah, that is definitely giving exactly what I was trying to give. And it is pitch black in here. So, yeah, if you can see that, I've done my job. I am satisfied. This is a hauntingly little miniature. Yeah, I'm happy. And as you can see, it's quite a few things glowing in here. I've made so many things glow in the dark for Halloween this year, including, you can see it, little bats. Yeah, there, and then here's the whole thing of skulls. Literally, they can light up a whole room. Like, you can use them kind of like a lantern. But, yeah, totally giving what I was trying to give. So, let me get the lights back on. Actually, I thought I would take the time to show you that I've run lights through my whole dollhouse. So these are actually my dollhouse lights on right now versus my studio lights. So, yeah, I think I did pretty good with my little lighting system. If every room is lit. And I actually tried to create kind of like a light, kind of like a fancy, I guess, dining light
over top of where my kitchen is. As you can see, I made it come down in like a S pattern. So it gives it a nice little glow. And I highlighted my artwork by putting like 2 specific lights pointing down at it using fairy lights. So yeah, thought I would just share that with you guys. And here is a look at Aries' bedroom with the lights. And actually her nightstands light up as well, but I don't know where I put the remote control, so I will have to show you that another day. But yeah, lighting is everything, and as you can see, the lights are just lining the ceiling, which, because the ceiling is white, makes it more reflective. So a few lights go a long way. But yeah, I'm happy with it. And I'm in the process of trying to find these lights again. I think I got these lights from Hobby Lobby last Christmas. So I'm waiting now that their Christmas decor is out for me to take a trip and see if I can find them once again. Because they're really good lights and they run on battery, regular battery, not watch battery. A lot of fairy lights that I've encountered come with the watch batteries, and they're more expensive, and as far as I know, they do not last as long as, you know, AA's or AAA's. So yeah, very happy with that, and it's all a work in progress, and yeah, getting better by the day. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for taking the time to support me.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, always do your best even if no one else thinks it's enough.